How to capture and lead attention when you speak so that people keep listening to you whenever you want to make them hear something. This is an answer to the question I received recently about how to capture and lead attention, I guess more in the context of seduction, because you asked this question on Ross Jeffries' video, but it can be used in any conversation, in any sort of situation in life. First of all, let's understand it is all about reading the situation. Most of you guys are so stuck into your own head, paralyzed by constant thinking, that you're not really connected to the present moment when you are in a conversation. When there is a group of people, even if it is just one person, it can be 2 people, 3 people, there is always a certain vibe happening, and sometimes just from the vocal inflections you can notice when the conversation starts to die or when it is going down and you can interject something important. There is a reading to have about how people speak, how people interact. If you're just caught into your own head non-stop, you will simply not have the right acuity for when to speak and when not to speak. Any sort of meditation can obviously help you to calm down your thoughts, but it is not the topic of this video. Ultimately, the biggest attention takers, when you can really grasp the attention of people and make them focus on you right here, the biggest triggers are nonverbal. When there is a big sound, something where the volume explodes, or when there is a direct movement in front of you, those are the biggest attention takers. They are also the most difficult ones because they require a lot of self-confidence to be done correctly. Therefore, the question that inevitably arises all the time is, how do I develop that confidence? How do I develop that fucking confidence to finally make people listen to me and allow me to catch their attention? Well, here are 3 tricks right here you can use that I used personally to develop that confidence, and they are easier to put into use than the direct, brutal, nonverbal frame control behaviors. The first one is definitely very easy. You can use it no matter what your current level of charisma or confidence is. It is what is known in the Milton model as the conversational postulate, or you may refer to that as a post-hypnotic suggestion, no matter how you want to call that. Basically, it is about saying, I am going to tell you something that will make you change your mind. And you pause. Or you might use another version of the phrase, I'm going to tell you something that you have never heard before. And you pause. The point is not to pull out of your hat something incredibly smart that they have never heard. It is about catching their attention first, before you say anything. By saying what is going to happen before it actually happens, even if it is open to debate if yes or not you will blow their mind, whatever, the point is to pose here a statement, a postulate, conversational postulate, that will make them more attentive to what you're going to say. And that is extremely useful if the person is disagreeing with you, or if the person is not letting you speak, not letting you enough time to finish your sentences. You can, instead of rapidly answering, calm down, pause your thoughts for a second and say, you know, I'm going to tell you one thing that will definitely change the way you think about this matter. Do you want to hear it? Maybe they don't, in which case, thank you, goodbye, I don't have anything else to tell you. And if they want to hear it, usually they will say yes just for basic politeness, and from there you will have their full attention. Number 2 is definitely the one I have used the most myself when I was developing those skills. It is again from the Milton model, known as ordinal numbers, the ordinal numbers presupposition. Whenever you say something that you have heard in your life, sometimes, you know what, there are 3 things that I base my judgment on. Or like, there are 3 reasons why I believe this. You may even call out to their own thinking process again. You know what, I'm going to tell you 3 things. By the end of the 3rd one, you will definitely change your mind on what I think and on what you think about this matter. By using the ordinal number language pattern, it is almost like nested loops, because you are opening space, an empty space in the head, the brain of your interlocutor, by creating a void. There is something that is going to happen, but they don't know what. That is impossible. The conscious mind can't stand that, to have something they don't understand. So when you challenge their thinking by saying, there are 3 things I'm going to tell you, and by the end of the 3rd one you will definitely reconsider your position on this topic. Or I believe the way I believe, I think the way I think, because of, maybe not 3 but just 2 things, because of 2 things that happened to me in my life. Do you want to know what those two are? And you pause. From there, you will have their full attention again. Then obviously you have to accept to have the attention. It can be uncomfortable. You need to still be able to speak articulately and speak slowly enough to keep their attention. Because from there, if you go going extremely fast and not making any pauses, they will lose attention too. That is more on the vocal training and still another loop of thoughts. But basically, you can catch their attention whenever you drop a line like this. And the third one, which is starting to get more advanced because it will start incorporating more of the non-verbal into it, it is all the embedded commands in one word, like stop, now, you pause, because you get down. Whenever you use something I am forcing on purpose here, dropping down the tonality of your voice on a word like this, stop, now, down, right here, eventually, anything that is putting their attention back in the present moment or stopping their trail of thoughts, because if I say that whenever I crossed that person in the street, I stopped myself completely because I looked at him, right here, even if I don't talk about you specifically, my nonverbal and the way I speak is catching your attention because I make you stop your thinking and focus on me right here and right now. That doesn't have to be said in a brutal way. I am exaggerating to make you really understand how it works, but countless times I have used that, especially back in the day with people who wanted to sell me something in the streets. And since I was practicing with the flash hypnosis back in the day, I would see him arriving and I would say, stop, you now. I'm going to leave because I already heard all the things you had to say. And I'm leaving now. And I guess he recognized me, so I don't think he took that in a rude manner, but like his head tilted on the side and went like like this. It was like a massive interruption, like so I could just evade that useless conversation I already had with him in the past. Anyway, this is very interesting, but the best, as usual, is to have real contextualize the demonstrations. There was one great video I had made on Richard Bandler, and that video has been removed from YouTube long ago because of some issues with the legal procedures around this content, Anyway, you can find this video down below on my website. I will probably remove it again pretty soon because if it causes any more problems. But in that video you would see Bandler using all those tactics on stage with people and really cutting their trail of thoughts to insert certain embedded commands at the right time to make them change their thinking and to make them heal many emotional baggage. You can find that down below, and just below that link you have the 7 steps to master sleight of mouth, which is a small document, free of course, that you can read right away, and that will teach you many different linguistic maneuvers to get yourself out of unwanted situations and to capture and lead people's attention more easily through the way you speak.